Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Mastery Hub. I'm Logan, and I'm here to help you speak English fluently and confidently. How are you all today? I hope you're feeling excited and ready to learn something new. If you're here, it means you want to improve your English skills, and that's amazing. Today, we are talking about a fascinating topic: how your brain learns a new language, especially English. Have you ever wondered why learning English sometimes feels hard? Or why some methods work better than others? Don't worry. In this lesson, I'll explain the science behind how your brain works when you learn a language. I'll also share simple tips to make your learning faster and easier. By understanding this, you can learn smarter, not harder. Why is this important? Because when you know how your brain learns, you can avoid mistakes and focus on what really helps. For example, did you know that repeating words out loud helps your brain remember them better? Or that listening to English every day can make you a better speaker? These small things can make a big difference. By the end of this lesson, you will have the tools and knowledge to make your learning journey smoother and more enjoyable. Before we begin, I have a quick favor to ask. If you like what we do here at English Mastery Hub, please hit the like button on this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a lesson, and share this video with your friends who are also learning English. Let's work together to create a supportive learning community. Are you ready? Let's get started. Your brain is truly amazing. It can change and grow, even as an adult. This ability to adapt is called neuroplasticity. When you learn English, your brain creates new pathways to store the information. Think of these pathways like roads. The more you practice, the stronger and smoother these roads become. For example, if you practice speaking English every day, your brain gets better at remembering the words and sentences you use. Memory plays a big role in learning a language. There are two main types of memory: short-term memory and long-term memory. When you learn a new word, it starts in your short-term memory. If you repeat that word and use it often, it moves to your long-term memory. This is why practice and repetition are so important. Let's say you learn the word apple today. If you use it in sentences like, "I eat an apple every day," or "An apple is red," your brain will remember it better. Have you ever noticed how you can copy someone's accent or tone? This happens because of something called mirror neurons in your brain. These neurons help you imitate what you hear. For example, when you listen to a native English speaker, your brain tries to copy their sounds and patterns. This is why listening to English every day can improve your pronunciation and speaking skills. Some people say children learn languages faster than adults. This idea is part of the critical period hypothesis. It's true that children pick up languages naturally because their brains are more flexible. But don't worry, adults can learn languages too. In fact, adults can use focus and strategies to learn smarter. For example, as an adult, you can decide to practice speaking for 10 minutes every day or watch English videos with subtitles. It's never too late to start learning. When you first start learning English, it may feel difficult. This is normal. Your brain is creating those new pathways we talked about earlier. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. At first, it's hard to balance, but with practice, it becomes natural. The same thing happens with English. Your brain also loves patterns. For example, if you learn the rule that adding ed makes a verb past tense, like talk becomes talked, your brain will use that rule automatically. This is why learning grammar is helpful. It gives your brain shortcuts to understanding and speaking. Another important tip is to connect new words to things you already know. For example, if you learn the word cat, you can connect it to the image of a cat or the sound a cat makes. This helps your brain remember the word more easily. Lastly, remember that learning a language is not just about memorizing words. It's also about using them. When you speak, listen, read, or write in English, your brain practices all these skills together. The more you use the language, the better your brain gets at it. Learning a new language can be challenging, and that's okay. Everyone faces difficulties at some point. The important thing is to keep going and not give up. Let's talk about some common challenges and how to overcome them. Many people feel scared of making mistakes when speaking English. They worry about saying the wrong word or using the wrong grammar. But remember, mistakes are a natural part of learning. Think about how babies learn to walk. They fall many times before they can walk confidently. The same is true for learning English. Every time you make a mistake, your brain learns something new. For example, if you say, "she go to school," someone might correct you and say, "she goes to school." Now you know the correct way to say it. So, don't be afraid to try. Mistakes are your best teachers. Another common problem is forgetting vocabulary. Have you ever learned a new word and then forgotten it the next day? This happens to everyone. Your brain needs time and repetition to store new words in long-term memory. To remember words better, try using them in sentences. For example, if you learn the word happy, you can say, "I feel happy when I eat ice cream," or "my friend looks happy today." You can also review the words you've learned regularly. Write them down, make flashcards, or use a language app. These small actions can help you remember words more easily. Sometimes it's hard to find time to practice English. Life can be busy with work, school, or family, but even a little practice every day can make a big difference. You don't need hours to improve your English. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day is enough. You can listen to an English podcast while you cook, read a short story before bed, or practice speaking with a friend. Consistency is more important than doing a lot at once. For example, practicing for 10 minutes every day is better than practicing for an hour once a week. Another challenge is feeling frustrated when you don't see progress. Maybe you feel like you're not improving fast enough. This is normal. Learning a language takes time, and progress is often slow at first. Think of it like planting a tree. At first, you don't see much growth, but with water and sunlight, the tree eventually becomes tall and strong. In the same way, your English will grow if you keep practicing. Sometimes people compare themselves to others who speak better English. This can make you feel discouraged. But remember, everyone learns at their own speed. Your journey is unique, and it's okay to take your time. Focus on your own progress, not on what others are doing. Celebrate small victories, like learning a new word or understanding a sentence you couldn't before. Pronunciation can also be tricky. Some English sounds may not exist in your native language, making them hard to say. This is completely normal. To improve your pronunciation, listen carefully to native speakers and try to copy them. For example, if you're learning how to say think, pay attention to the th sound and practice it slowly. Over time, your pronunciation will get better. Another challenge is understanding fast English. When native speakers talk quickly, it can feel overwhelming. Don't worry, this is also normal. Start by listening to slower English audio, like beginner-level podcasts or videos. Gradually move on to faster conversations as your listening improves. Remember, understanding takes time, so be patient with yourself. Lastly, staying motivated can be difficult. Some days you might feel tired or think learning English is too hard. On those days, remind yourself why you started. Maybe you want a better job, to travel, or to make new friends. Keep your goal in mind and remember that every small step brings you closer to it. In summary, challenges are a part of learning English, but they're not the end of the journey. You can overcome fear of mistakes by trying and learning. You can remember vocabulary by using it often. You can find time to practice, even if it's just a few minutes a day. And most importantly, stay patient and motivated. You're doing great, and every effort you make is bringing you closer to fluency. Keep going. You've got this. Learning English becomes easier when you use the right techniques. Here are some simple and effective tips to help you optimize your language learning. These tips are easy to follow and work well for beginners. The first tip is to immerse yourself in English. Surround yourself with the language as much as possible. Watch English movies, listen to English podcasts, or read English books. For example, choose a favorite movie, turn on English subtitles, and try to repeat some of the phrases you hear. If you enjoy music, listen to English songs and sing along. Immersion helps you hear the natural flow of the language and pick up new words and phrases without much effort. Another helpful method is active recall. This means testing yourself regularly instead of just reading or listening. For example, after learning 5 new words today, write them down and try to remember them later without looking. You can also create small quizzes for yourself. Active recall helps move information from short-term memory to long-term memory. This makes it easier to remember what you've learned. Speaking practice is very important. Try to speak English every day, even if you're alone. For example, you can describe your day out loud in English. Say things like, "I woke up early," or "I went to the store to buy bread." If you have a language partner, talk to them online or in person. The more you practice speaking, the more confident you will become. Listening is another key skill to develop. Listen to native speakers as much as you can. Pay attention to how they pronounce words and the rhythm of their sentences. For example, listen to English songs and try to understand the lyrics. You can also watch videos or conversations and focus on the tone and intonation. Listening helps you improve both your understanding and pronunciation. Using spaced repetition is a great way to remember words and phrases. This means reviewing what you've learned at regular intervals. For example, use flashcards or apps like Anki to revisit new vocabulary every few days. Spaced repetition strengthens your memory and makes it easier to recall words when you need them. Setting realistic goals can keep you motivated. Break your learning into small, manageable steps. For example, focus on learning 10 new words each week, or aim to have a short 2-minute conversation in English every day. Small goals are easier to achieve, and they add up to big progress over time. Another tip is to make learning fun. Choose activities that you enjoy, like watching your favorite TV show in English or playing a language learning game. When learning is enjoyable, it doesn't feel like work. You'll stay motivated and want to practice more often. Don't be afraid to ask for help. If you don't understand something, ask a teacher, friend, or online community for clarification. Many people are happy to help language learners. Asking questions is a great way to learn and avoid confusion. Write in English as much as you can. Start by keeping a simple diary. Write about your day, your thoughts, or your plans for tomorrow. For example, you can write, "Today I went to the park. It was sunny, and I had a great time." Writing helps you practice grammar and vocabulary in a relaxed way. Lastly, be patient with yourself. Learning a language is a journey, not a race. There will be days when you feel like you're not making progress, and that's okay. Remember, every small step you take is bringing you closer to your goal. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they seem. For example, if you learn one new word today, that's a success. In summary, immerse yourself in English. Use active recall, practice speaking and listening daily, and review with spaced repetition. Set small, realistic goals and enjoy the process. By following these tips, you'll improve your English skills faster and more effectively. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and never give up. You can do this. Let's make this lesson interactive. This is your time to participate and practice what you've learned. I'll guide you through a few activities that are fun and helpful for improving your English. First, let's start with a quick quiz. I'll ask you some simple questions, and you can try to answer them. Don't worry if you're unsure. The goal is to think and recall what you've learned. Here's the first question. What is neuroplasticity? Take a moment to think about it. If you said, "It's the brain's ability to adapt and change," you're correct. Your brain gets better at learning English each time you practice. Here's the second question. Name one strategy to move words into long-term memory. Did you remember? One good strategy is repetition. Using a word many times helps you remember it for a long time. Another way is to use the word in context, like making sentences with it. Now, I want to hear from you. Learning English can be challenging, and everyone faces different struggles. Let's talk about it. Can you share one challenge you face while learning English? Is it speaking, listening, or remembering vocabulary? Write your challenge in the comments. I'll look at your answers and share tips to help. Next, let's try a practice activity. Do you have a favorite English movie? Think about one sentence you like from the movie. It could be something simple like, "I'll be back," or "How are you doing?" Now, repeat that sentence 5 times. Pay attention to the accent and tone. Try to mimic how the actor says it. This helps you improve your pronunciation and confidence. After practicing, share your favorite sentence in the comments. Tell us why you like it. This way we can all learn together and get inspired by each other's choices. These interactive exercises are a fun way to learn. Quizzes help you recall information. Sharing challenges builds a community, and repeating sentences improves your speaking skills. Keep practicing, and remember, every small step counts. You're doing great. Now it's time for your homework. Don't worry, it's simple and fun. This homework will help you practice and improve your English skills step by step. Your task is to choose 3 tips from today's lesson and try them this week. For example, you can immerse yourself in English media. This means you can watch an English movie, listen to a podcast, or read an article in English. Pay attention to the words, phrases, and pronunciation. Another idea is to practice speaking English for 10 minutes every day. You can talk to yourself, describe your day, or speak with a friend who knows English. The goal is to get comfortable using the language. If you prefer testing your memory, you can use active recall. Write down 5 new words you've learned and try to remember them without looking. Repeat this every day to strengthen your vocabulary. Once you've completed the task, write down what you did. For example, I watched an English movie and repeated some sentences. Or, I practiced speaking about my favorite food. Then share your experience in the comments. Let us know how these tips worked for you. Did you enjoy the activity? Did it help you feel more confident in English? Sharing your experience will inspire others and create a positive learning environment. Remember, small efforts every day lead to big improvements over time. You're making progress, and I'm proud of you. Keep going, and let's learn together. Let's wrap up today's lesson. We covered some really important ideas about how your brain learns English. We also shared practical tips to make your learning journey easier and more effective. Remember, the secret to success is consistency. Practice a little every day, and don't give up, even when it feels hard. Your brain is amazing and always ready to learn. Keep using the strategies we talked about, like immersing yourself in English, practicing speaking, and using active recall. These small steps will help you build strong skills over time. Learning a language takes time and patience, but every little effort counts. Celebrate every small win, like learning a new word or having a short conversation in English. These small successes will motivate you to keep going. I want you to remember something important. Learning English is a journey, not a race. There's no need to rush. Take your time, enjoy the process, and believe in yourself. You're doing amazing, and I'm so proud of you. If you enjoyed today's lesson, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to English Mastery Hub so you can join me for more lessons. And make sure to hit the notification bell so you'll never miss a new video. Before we go, here's a little teaser for our next lesson. We'll be talking about how to use body language and tone of voice to sound more confident when speaking English. It's going to be super helpful and fun, so don't miss it. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Keep practicing, stay positive, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and have a great day.